Hey TSA, Kimberly Castleberry here, and today we want to discuss how to take a holiday. Now, unfortunately, I can't grant you a cruise on the Riviera or, some time at the beach or, a chance to see the pyramids. But what I can help you figure out is how to set the sheet up so that if you know life's going to call, if you know that you're going to need to be out a week or more, that you can set the spreadsheet up in a way with a little minor adjustment that will allow you to not be penalized for being absent. Now, of course, you are going to lose your syndications that week, of course, because you're not giving syndications back to the community. That's, of course, to be expected. But we have several checks and balances in the system that enables us to make sure that a person doesn't get overly punished, even for a rough week, for a week where they, really struggle to get points on the sheet. But what we definitely don't want to do is that we don't want to have a lot of penalty if you know in advance you're going to be gone, and if you do the things required on the sheet to mark it so that we know you're going to be gone and we don't put you in a team where other people are going to give you points, right? It makes sense. That's only fair. And we're going to show you how to mark the sheet. And when you do that, then when you return, you're just going to set up a support ticket and you're going to file a support ticket and you will be re-added on the week after we get to the support ticket. Okay, please don't put in the support ticket on a Wednesday. You probably won't get in that week. I can't even guarantee if you put it in on a Tuesday. But if you know specifically when you're going to be back for what week, rolling on a Wednesday to put you back on the sheet will get you back in. So how do you set up the spreadsheet? Well, the spreadsheet has lots of rows that have names in them. And the columns, they're the ones that run from the top down, okay? So you have lots of A, B, C, D. Actually, they aren't lettered anymore, but traditionally in a spreadsheet, they're lettered. And if you come over to what is column E, that is, starting from the left, you see the day of the week, then you see first name, last name, then you see number of social media connections. Then you see a column that's generally blank. In that column, right there, say today is maybe a Friday and that next week, starting Wednesday, I know that next week I need to not be in rotation. I know that I need to take some time off. I've got a vacation. I need to finish a project. I need to launch a book, whatever I'm doing. Doesn't matter. What you do is you go to the sheet and in that column, you click in there to edit it and you write X, the letter X, like X, until, and date. And that should be a date relevant to approximately when you'll be back. And the way it works is we're going to put you down into a holding group for the next time we calibrate the sheet. We put you down into a holding group. And in order to get back on the sheet, just because we're not going to babysit all those we'll be back on dates, when you're ready to get back on the sheet, you just come into the community, go to the support desk area, open a support ticket, and let us know for which week coming back you're ready to be back, you're ready to be back on the sheet. I know that's a couple extra steps, but we're at the point where there's enough people in the community where it's very hard for us to manage them on a reading all the little X basis. So we depend on you to help us with this. And we depend on you to, to be accurate about when you're going to be here and not. Now, however, if you just vanish, or if you don't take into account the duration of time you're going to be gone and you try to stay on this sheet and you miss your points are still missed. I can't give you grace period if we didn't know you were going to be gone, and you didn't tell us so we could set you out in time. So you need to mark your X out for the upcoming week before you're going to be gone so that when Dave rotates the sheet or when any of the community members help rotate the sheet, that we know not to put you with a team that will be expecting you to do work. Okay, makes sense? And that is how you take a holiday. Whether you're out with your kids, whether, summer vacation is coming up for those of us in the States and a lot of people in Europe, whether you are, on winter break, depending on where you're at, whatever you're doing, it doesn't matter, okay? We understand that life happens. We understand that, things are going to happen. Just do right by your team. Do right by the community. Mark yourself X'd out. And be sure to put in a support ticket and let us know when you're back. And doing that will prevent you from having to deal with, penalties and all sorts of stuff. And, you won't have to pay application fees and that again to get back in. It will, however, affect your qualified numbers if you're trying to get from standard up into elite, but that's just because you didn't have weeks continuous. That kind of makes sense. It doesn't roll you to zero. You lose one off your counter for qualified. But other than that, it's all good, and you should have, it should make things real easy for you, and there should not be any scare if you need to take a break, okay? If you got to sit out a week, if you got to do whatever, just understand that we're here for you. We totally understand, and we're doing our best to make this a really supportive environment, and, help us out, and I look forward to seeing you in the comments. I'll talk to you soon. Kimberly Castleberry.
What you want?